Hello and welcome to Doing Does DVD. It's been quite a long time since I've spoken to you guys, and if you're interested I'm going to talk a little bit about that towards the end of the video. But first, let's kick things off again with some new pickups. I haven't made a single pickups video this year yet, so this is everything I've purchased this year so far, which isn't actually that many. So let's have a quick run through. To begin with, there are a couple of additions to my Masters of Cinema collection: Van Gogh and Computer Chess. Both fairly modern when it comes to the Masters of Cinema collection, one from 1991 and one from 2013. But as is usually the case with the Masters of Cinema collection, I have very little prior knowledge of these films and I will be going in blind when I actually watch them. But as someone who started programming themselves in the late 80s, I'm very interested in Computer Chess. That initially sounds the most interesting, at least by reading the blurb on the back and having a quick flick through the leaflets inside. Computer Chess is dual format with Blu-ray and DVD. Van Gogh is simply just a Blu-ray. Then we've got another one that's also dual format, Source Code. Been meaning to add this to my collection for quite a while. Loved this when I first saw it. I definitely have a soft spot for time travel and alternate reality type stories, and this is definitely one of those, and I would highly recommend it if you're into that kind of science fiction yourself. Although oddly I noticed while looking at the back that the feature runtime is listed as 4 minutes longer on the Blu-ray compared to the DVD, and that strikes me as a little bit odd. There's no mention of why that might be on the disc itself anywhere. I know that PAL encoding does run the film ever so slightly faster, but I didn't think that would make 4 minutes worth of difference over an entire film. But maybe it does. I've never actually run the calculations or looked it up. Or perhaps there's just some extra credits things. Just looked it up. The official runtime does match what the Blu-ray says, so I guess the 4 minute difference must just be due to PAL speed up, but that's a lot more of a margin than I ever expected. Then we've got some more time travel, but this time romantic comedy time travel, About Time. I vaguely remember going into this with fairly low expectations and then coming out absolutely loving it. But then thinking back now, I'm having trouble remembering anything but the really major plot points and not very many of the details, so I look forward to revisiting this. Then keeping up with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I have the latest release of Doctor Strange, which has a lovely shiny slipcase. Even though Marvel said they were going to shy away from doing strict origin stories anymore, this one seemed like a pretty plain origin story to me. Although admittedly, it was a well-told one with some very interesting visual and quite a different feel to all the ones that have come before. I'm not quite decided where I'm going to put this on my overall ranking of the MCU, but it's on the high side, shall we say, definitely above the middle. Then of course, as is typical, after the last video I made was asking have steelbooks got out of hand, I of course since then bought 3 steelbooks. But as I mentioned in that previous video, these are nice releases of old films rather than every new release just getting shoved out on a steelbook with no thought whatsoever. First of which is the Full Monty, which is a lovely embossed one. As someone who lives in Sheffield where this film is set, it's always been a bit of a glaring omission from my collection, but now I have it in a nice steelbook. One thing I've always wanted to do but never quite found the time to do is go around Sheffield and make a video visiting the filming locations of this film. Hopefully one day I'll manage to sort that out. Then we have 80s classic Short Circuit, a steelbook which is lovely and shiny, more so than usual. I've been wanting to add this film to my collection for, well, basically the entire length of time I've had a collection. It was one of those films that first came out on DVD when DVDs were still really new, and so there wasn't a lot of effort made into packaging or special features like that, and I always felt like it deserved a better edition. So when I saw this steelbook edition come out for sale, I jumped on it immediately. And then finally another 80s classic, which has obviously been released by the same people as Short Circuit, Flight of the Navigator, another lovely shiny one. Although there's a bit of sticker residue I still need to get rid of off this one. And so there we go, that's everything I have added to my collection so far this year. Not very many, to be honest, given that it's already May. And so to finish up, let's have a quick chat about the future of this channel. Obviously, if you're a subscriber, you know that I have not been putting out videos terribly regularly on this channel recently. In fact, the last one I made was back in January, and over the last year I've only made 6. And even before that, I was never really super great at doing it regularly. There are a multitude of reasons for that, ranging from the fact that to watch a film and all its features and extras and write a review about it takes quite a lot of time, to the fact that I end up worrying a lot about whether my reviews are actually any good. And then on top of that, when I get behind on my schedule, the anxiety of being behind on the schedule puts me off making more videos, even though that makes absolutely no sense. And of course I've never really been good at keeping up with a schedule anyway. This will be the 3rd or possibly 4th time I've tried to kickstart this channel into existence, but this time I'm going to try and not worry too much about the schedule. I will likely continue to have these videos come out on Thursdays like I've nearly always done, but I'm not going to give you grand promises that I'm going to be able to do this weekly. I'm just going to try and do it as often as I can. You probably didn't really need to know that, because most people won't be watching this as a subscriber. You'll be watching it either from Reddit or from just a general YouTube search. But I just kind of felt the need to get that out there. And so, with that said, any thoughts on the pickups I've had so far this year? Tell me about it in the comments down below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.